Hi, everyone. I'd like to discuss today something that I've found extremely challenging when recovering from advanced stage adrenal fatigue. And of course, you could apply this to any illness where you are very, very ill, just in general, because I think you'll wind up having the same, or I should say, bumping up against the same type of feelings. And one of those was trusting my body. And that was anything from just the very basics of, would it be okay for me to walk from the couch into the kitchen and back, to being able to finally go outside and walk, or getting into a car, or just doing anything on the outside world or the inside of your home, trusting your body in general. And the second thing was dealing with other people's expectations of you, because they're going to happen at a certain time. And for some people, that could be early on into your recovery of an illness, or, adrenal fatigue. And so both of those things are extremely challenging at first. And I'd have to start with uh, um, trusting your body. I found initially I would have to start to believe that my body could handle something. I literally had to change the belief system in my mind to come out of that fear that I can't, to starting to believe that it was possible to do something, so that I actually started to challenge my body and mind by just doing it, seeing what the result was. How did I feel? If it wasn't too bad, then that would tell me that it wasn't too bad, and I could possibly do that again, or possibly even advance that to something perhaps a little more challenging for myself. But that is a day-to-day journey within yourself, and everyone is so different. So, but I think it starts with, of course, feeling that you were slightly better, so that you felt you could do some advanced steps in yourself to challenge yourself, perhaps. But the whole thing about recovery is trying something, and perhaps, it doesn't work for you. Like, I remember saying, like, I would take one step forward and then I'd have like 3 steps back. That's how dramatic of my process was. So I had many, many of those. But I realized that you will at some point, for sure, have to start trying to move out of the space that you're in gradually. I mean, especially I was so critically ill that it definitely wasn't suddenly I was doing these tests, but just gradually over time, when you start to feel yourself feel a little better, you'll have to start taking these little baby steps, and those baby steps will grow into much bigger steps. as mine did, as I am out in the world now and very high functioning. But I wanted to talk about that. But I also want to mention during your illness, there are always other people involved in your life. For most of us, we'll have family members, friends, spouses, partners, and they may be very patient with you from the beginning, or they may not be very patient with you from the very beginning. And that, of course, will help you with your illness, or it could possibly actually be detrimental to your illness. I fortunately had someone very compassionate during my recovery, which helped me tremendously. We did have some bumpy roads initially because your life changes so dramatically. I mean, I could not work, I could not leave the house, I could not do anything anymore that I was used to contribute to the household. And having all of that stop suddenly is obviously dramatic for yourself, never mind the person or people that are involved in your household and daily life. But I wanted to say that when you're recovering from a very serious illness, it's not like you cannot take care of other people. You cannot live up to other people's expectations. It's not possible for you. And if you try to, you will only hurt yourself. So I feel, and I would say it all the time to my partner, that I don't know how people do this without help, some type of help. And like my partner worked constantly, so I said that we had to have someone come in to help do grocery shopping and help in the house to keep up with certain things that needed to get done and to cook. And I like I said, I couldn't do any of that anything, period. I couldn't do anything to help in this house at all. So that's a big deal. And many of you have children, and it is tough. And my heart goes out to you so deeply for people that do not have a person that is compassionate to you during this time. But again, I could not live up to anybody's expectations of me. If someone was very cold and said, well, it's been a month, you have to go to work, get ready to go back to work because we are financially strapped and you're just going to have to do it. I mean, for me, I would have died. I know that. But I know people don't have a lot of support at times. They don't have financial means. They have kids that they have to pick up, take places, make food for. Again, my heart goes out to all of you who are suffering and have this placed upon them. It's extremely challenging. But what I realized was when you start to feel a little better and people in your life are seeing that you're feeling better, these expectations will start to happen naturally. It'll be like, well, you felt great yesterday, so they may think that you're going to feel better the next day, but that might not be true. So this yo-yo of healing can really cause stress on the relationship because they feel like they're seeing you feel better. And while you're seeing yourself feeling better, your body can still react negatively and give you a setback. But like I said before, a setback doesn't mean you won't have a comeback. But it can start to just put your relationship into this weird place for you and for them. And both of you are going to have to be very patient again with each other, because you can see how they see you feeling a little better one day and then the next day you don't again. So they get pretty excited that you're doing better, and then all of a sudden the next day you can't do what you did before. So it's very challenging for them, and of course yourself, but definitely for them, because they're watching this cycle of like, oh, and they get excited because they feel like their world's going to change, and it's not necessarily true, because you're still healing. And with adrenal fatigue syndrome, you gradually start stacking up these moments of doing better. You're able to do more without the setback. But please trust me, initially, there's a lot of setbacks. There's a lot of, oh man, I shouldn't have done that much or done that to that level. Boy, oh boy, they're big and they're scary and they're like, oh my God, I'm starting all over and I've ruined my progress. And it's such a huge emotional, psychological component to healing from a serious illness that it's hard to keep up with psychologically in yourself. So it requires a great deal of patience and compassion for yourself, And I'm saying that and emphasizing that because you have to care deeply for yourself. You can't have people putting a lot of expectations on you because you can't live up to them. And it is actually more honest for you to say what you are requiring me to do or what you need me to do for you today. I can't. Will hurt my body dramatically. And their reactions could be quite poor. I mean, they could be angry with you. They could be very frustrated with you. And they could look at you in just a certain way and you feel like your whole world is crumbling. I mean, that's how, vulnerable you can be. But you can't do something for someone else until you can really do it for yourself. And I learned that the hard way because I grew up, and we all do, with so many expectations put on us that we try to live up to, and we can't. And that pressure over years puts such stress on our bodies and our minds and causes great harm to them. We can live up. We have strong enough expectations on ourselves, especially during healing, that, I remember I couldn't even brush my teeth most days. And I mean that honestly. So if I brushed my teeth, I had to be proud of myself for that one thing that I did because it was monumental. And for me to say that just about brushing your teeth, something that we do every day. We don't even think about it. I'm going to go brush my teeth, brush it twice a day, 3 times a day, whatever. For having that to be a huge deal in your life, that's where a lot of people are with their serious illnesses. They brush your teeth, it's a huge deal. Be proud of yourself. And that's a place that I want to talk about real quick. Be proud of yourself for saying your truth. Like, I cannot do what you'd like me to do for you. I can't do it. I mean, I had to say that to my partner initially when I was first very, 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 very ill, before I was even diagnosed. She was not yet ready initially, this is really initially, able to grasp the magnitude of my illness. You know, people are tired, they just get home from work, and, you know, why can't you? And I was on death's door already. And it's such a shock to people when you are transitioning from being pretty well to you can't do anything, hardly at all. That's a big transition in relationships. So they have to they are trying to understand you as well. So, but I found that even once I started to heal, and there was like some of these expectations placed on me, some I did as a challenge for myself because I knew I needed to grow and expand my world, and I had to venture out and try these different things. And that's something to really pay attention to. Can I do something? But do it a lot for you. Like, even though it involves your family or just whomever, do it a lot for you because you want to expand you and your life. I found that huge. I found that gigantic. If I came from a place of, I want to expand me, and it did look like I was doing it for the relationship or family member or whatever, but a lot of it was basically for me because I wanted to grow and expand myself and my capacity. It came a lot from that, looking at myself. And then in turn, you know, it benefits, of course, everyone involved. But the expectations are going to be there from friends, people in your life. They're going to be there. And you are the one that is going to have to speak your truth when you feel you need to about what you can or cannot do yet. That's so valuable, and so it creates strength in you because you're finally speaking up. Because many a times in life, we just remain silent. And I feel like speaking your truth during an intense illness is very powerful. It starts to give you some control over what's happening or not happening in your life. Even though there could be a somebody not liking what you're saying or what you're doing. I feel it creates strength in yourself, in who you are, and shows people that you are getting stronger because you are speaking your mind and what's important to you and what you need to do for you. I realized that so many times we do so many things for other people, but we don't have any energy for ourselves because it's gone. It's been, it's on everybody else. That's why we're empty. And you can't fill anything up when you're empty. You certainly can't fill up yourself. And it doesn't matter what anything looks like on the outside, because you are putting yourself in harm's way. And people may look at you, oh, she's such a good, great person because she this, that, and the other thing. But you're toasted. There's nothing in your tank. And you need now to keep your tank full. Your battery needs to be charged to here for you. Then you know it's full for me, so I can give to others. And that's a very nice feeling as well. When your tank is full and you're able to give to others again, because that's what it's all about. It's all about giving, receiving, helping, but from a full place, like I said. That's gigantic, gigantic. So I hope these couple of tidbits were helpful for all of you. And the pressure is strong. The pressure is strong, but we will persevere. We will get through these hard times. Yes, will it be challenging? We know that. We know it will be challenging. But I know you guys can do it. Just hang tight. Hang tight. And you'll get through it. You'll get through it. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good night. Bye-bye.